it's time to cook. So what I'm going to make is curry. Cauliflower curry we got that from the dumpster. It's frozen. I got it out of the dumpster and I cleaned it all up and I put it in the freezer because I didn't want it to go bad. I got that a week ago or so. And the peas that just got yesterday or day before. Can't remember, all the days go together. This one, this is a butternut squash that I got out. I believe it was maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And it has some bad spots, but I can cut those off. And this is a bear to cut. But I'm going to do that. Cut those in cubes. I have the other things that we're going to use is the coconut oil, chickpeas that I got from the Dollar Tree for $1. And the spices are coriander, turmeric, cumin, curry, ground ginger, and some red pepper, which you want to go lightly on because that can really get hot and spicy and ruin your dish if you use too much. This is some coconut milk. It's a half of a can of coconut milk that I got from the Dollar Tree. I already used half of it, so that would be 50 cents to use this, and that's $1. So far, the only thing that's going to cost us for this meal is the $1.50. I have the broccoli from the dumpster soaking in the baking soda. And in the Instapot, it's done now, but I put the chicken thighs that we got today from the food bank. And what I did was I hit meat stew for 30 minutes, and it just starts on its own and turns off on its own. I hit the keep warm button, turn that off because I don't want it to keep warm. I need the chicken broth to go in with the curry dish, and I wanted to show you to be very careful if you use an Instapot and wait for this red button to go down before you open the lid. And I just started using this thing and I absolutely love using it. It makes the chicken just fall off the bone. It makes great chicken broth. So yeah, we'll be ready to cook here in a little bit. Okay. Hey guys, so I figured out how to do the butternut squash. I think maybe easier. What I'm going to do is take this and just take that skin off like that. Because I have a little bit of pain in my hands, arthritis or whatever, and peeling it with a knife to me is hurtful. It's too hard. So this works really good. And I'll just cut that bad spot off right there. No big deal. Smells good. It smells like a pumpkin. I found some carrots in the refrigerator too that I need to use that are going to go bad, so I'm going to add carrots to this recipe as well. You can put anything that you like in it. And if you don't like curry, you know, you can just stir fry these vegetables. I don't know about this. Maybe that'll just come off. It does. It smells like a pumpkin. And I've never cooked butternut squash before, so I looked it up on the internet to make sure I know how to cook it. So many good recipes out there, and you can look up anything. It's awesome. So I'm going to cook this first, just because I don't know. It looks like it would take a little while to cook to me, so I'm going to do this first. Okay, that's all the outside. And now, take a knife and just cut that off. It goes pretty deep. this off. The amateur cooking show hour. It'll be good, and if nothing else, it'll be funny. So, I'm just going to take this part of the squash. Looks like some bad right there. But, I mean, look at the rest of it. It can be salvaged and eaten. Smells good. Let me put it over here. Cut that stem off. That. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. Alright. Actually, the rest doesn't look too good. Might be able to salvage this part of it. So, looks good. Hey. Saved from the dumpster, and it's going to be really good to eat. Look at that. So, okay. I'm going to take the bad parts and put them out there for the rabbits. And this, still learning how to use this, guys. So this, here's all the vegetables that we're going to be using. This I'm just going to dice it. Not dice it, but cut it into like cubes. That's what it said to do on the internet. So that's what I'm going to do. Yep. And then you just want to like make cubes like that. Okay. So that's what it should look like. And I'll cut up the rest. Okay, to be honest with you guys, I think this is too much butternut squash. And we really only used half of one, and it was a small one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some in the freezer to make soup with. I'm going to get a small freezer bag, which we got from the trash. I don't know why anybody would throw out storage bag. The packaging had a little spilled on it, see, so they decided it's still good inside. So I'm going to take a lot of these and put them in the freezer. Butternut squash, you can just freeze it like it is. You just cut it up in squares and freeze it. And then we get a cool day down here, or evening or whatever, I'll make some butternut squash with this. Butternut squash soup. So, yeah. Actually, I've never made that either. So, it's supposed to be really good. I think that'll be enough. When I cook, I always cook the recipe. It's always too much food. I mean, it's just me. I end up with so much leftovers. I mean, of course you can freeze the leftovers, but I like fresh. We can cook it fresh. It's better. So here's the bag. I'm going to put that in the freezer. Next, I tell you what, I'm going to take that, and here's my skillet. I'm going to turn that on medium heat, and it said to use organic or, well, it didn't say use organic, but that's what I buy. Extra virgin olive oil, and I think there was $4 for this. I know if you buy it at Sam's or something, it's cheaper. Like I said, if I get a little extra money, I'd like to buy it in bulk so that I'll have a lot more of it, and probably it's cheaper that way. Okay, so I'm going to add the butternut squash to that. It said to put garlic, which to me it doesn't sound right to have garlic and butternut squash, but every recipe I looked at said to add garlic to it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I have a really old garlic smasher. I think it's from Pampered Chef. Yeah, it is, but it works really good. I just put that in there, squish it down, and there you go. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'm going to take these and cut the ends off. This needs to be, okay, I'll go over here and do it. Cut the ends off. I still have another package of these, guys. And I love eating them raw. I already cleaned them with baking soda. And I put some in the salad today, and it was so good. And they're crunchy. It seems like when I soaked them in that baking soda water, it brought them back to life again. So it did the broccoli as well. Broccoli looks much better than it did when I got it out of the bag. So I'm just going to do this as faster. And okay, so that's how you do those. So now I'm cutting up the carrots that came in one of those packages with the dip in it, and I salvaged the carrots from it. The dip was really good too. I saved the dip for like celery sticks. Tastes kind of like potato chip dip, like onion dip. So I think that's enough carrots. I don't want to overdo it. So what I'm going to do is add the carrots to the butternut squash, because they both are kind of hard and need a little bit more time to cook. So that's what that looks like. Okay. It smells really good. So I'm going to let that cook until it's not quite, don't cook it till it's mushy, because it's going to cook a little bit longer with the other things in there. But I know these peas don't take too long to cook. Next, I'll put these aside. Next is the broccoli, and just want to take the ends off of those and cut them to where kind of bite-sized pieces like that. And these things can go in at the same time. The broccoli, the cauliflower. I'm a messy cook, but messy cooks are always good cooks, I think. That's the way I'm gonna look at it. Okay, so cut the bottoms off, do that. I actually don't think I'm gonna use all the broccoli either, because it's just so much. And since I washed them, they look pretty good, so I'll use them. Maybe I'll blanch them and freeze them. I'm also not going to use all this cauliflower because I'll just put it back in the freezer. It's still a little frozen, but that's okay. I'm just going to cut that up. They're frozen into bite-sized pieces. I don't know if you can see. Let me go. Where are you, camera? Okay, here we go. There. So, just cut them into bite-sized pieces. And, okay, I'm going to cut the ends off of them. I don't remember if I did that already or not, so it doesn't matter. I don't think I did, so, because I didn't cut them up in pieces. I just washed them and put them in the freezer. The cauliflower is really good in this recipe because it takes on the curry, the taste of the curry. And so that might be enough. Actually, I'll put the rest back in the freezer with the other cauliflower. So that's what we've got so far. Yeah. I mean, that was just so much food. Monday, and I mean, it does take work when you find food like that. If you don't want it to go bad, you have to wash it. You have to get it in your freezer, cook it right away. I mean, eating healthy is a lifestyle, which I'm just trying to learn. And yeah, I used to eat really healthy until, I didn't have the money, and I started going to the food pantries, and like I showed you, you don't get a lot of fruits and vegetables, and you get salad, but I don't eat a lot of salads because I have problems with my stomach, so it just doesn't do real well with me. I can eat them every now and then. I had one today. It's hurting a little bit, but I don't know what I'll do with the rest of the salad. I may actually take it over to my neighbor because I know she eats a lot of salad. Okay. That needs salt and pepper. And just put a little bit of salt on it to flavor it. So I'm going to add curry powder. This was $3.50. I bought it at a, I believe it was farmer's market. And this has lasted me forever. I mean, I've probably had it a year already. I don't use that much turmeric, but it's really good for you if you have back pains. Mix turmeric, curcumin, and you always have to have pepper. You always have to add pepper to your turmeric so that it'll get into your system and help with the arthritis and any kind of pain that you might have. Turmeric, curcumin, and pepper. Black ground pepper. So, okay, I think this looks pretty good. All of this is going to cook together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the vegetables right here. I'm a noisy cook too, by the way. Oh yeah. And so I love to cook. It's fun. I could cook every day. I honestly could. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the coconut milk that came in a can, and put that in there. All right. Let's see. So at this point, what I do is I let it cook. I put the spices on it. Just add a little bit more of the curry because I like the taste of curry. I'm going to put a bit more of the turmeric because it's really good for you. And I don't want to overspice it, but just a little bit of that. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to put cumin in it. No, not today. Okay, let's try. Coriander's good. Put some coriander in there. Definitely ginger. Okay. Sorry for moving this around. Let me put my camera down for a second and get this stand where you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Okay. How's that? That's good. Now, I want to put some ginger in it. Because ginger is really good for your stomach. It's good for you. It tastes good. So, you can just do what you want with this. Just play around with it. See what you get. It's fun. Different spices is fun. Now, cracked pepper. I know it looks like it has a lot of spices on it, but okay. I'm gonna hold off on the curry, the red pepper, just for a little bit because last time I made it too spicy and I couldn't eat it. Could not hardly eat it. You don't want to overdo it with the spices. I'm adding the garbanzo beans. Those are good. Okay. Now, I have this on medium heat. I'm probably going to turn it down to like on 2 or 3 and just let all these flavors cook together. I'm going to cook down a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to go over here and find my chicken broth. Now, you don't have to add chicken broth to this, but I like to. So, where did I let go? Okay, here we go. So, there's the lid. And I'm just going to let that simmer. I'm going to put it down to 3 and just let that cook. I'm going to start getting my rice together too. So over here I have this my Instapot. The red light, the red steam thing is down. So it's okay to take the lid off. And there we go. Lid's off. And the chicken. Looks good. Let me get a fork. Let's see. It's definitely done. It's fallen off the bone. So yeah, I'm going to put this in a dish and get the broth out. So that'll be the next thing that I do. It's hot right now, so I'm going to put it in a dish, let the chicken cool, and make some rice. And the chicken's going to go to the dogs with some rice. So, okay, I'm going to do that right now. So I have my bowl that I'm going to put the chicken in, and the chicken just comes out like this. It's awesome. And I'll just set it in there, let it cool for a while. The chicken broth here, it smells so good. I'm gonna get a cup. I'm gonna get a cup, and this just a regular like that, and we'll put it in with this. And if you need more juice, we can always add more later. So there you have it. I'm gonna make the rice and the brown rice, and look at all the rest. I still have this left over, and I think I'll blanch it and freeze it, because this is going to be enough leftovers for a couple days, guys. And the carrots, I'm going to look and see how you freeze carrots, because I may just freeze those as well. And this is what I'm going to give out to the rabbits and the doggy food. So I'll show you in a minute if you want to see how I make the rice, or I'll just put the rice on. Rice is really easy. It's just brown rice. I put 2.5 cups of water, boil it, put some coconut oil in it, bring that to a boil, and then add a cup of brown rice. Cover it for about 30-35 minutes. I like mine a little done, like overdone. So, alright, see you in a second. So, okay, I have the water boiling. I put coconut oil in there because it's really good for the dogs. If you get them too much rice, it can just plug them up a little bit. So, the coconut oil helps. And I did turn this up to 5 so that it would start cooking, because it really wasn't cooking enough. So I just kind of cook that down and till everything is done. I mean, you can do it to your desired consistency. I don't really like crunchy broccoli, so I'm gonna let that cook. I think the carrots may need yeah, carrots need some more. So it does need more spices. So I left this stuff out because you never know what you're gonna need. You just spice it to your flavor, what you're interested in eating, what you like. So what I did over here, I took the chicken. I didn't realize it was off the bone. And the reason I was going to give it to the dogs is because it looked very freezer burn. But, I mean, it tastes good. So, I'm going to take some of this and put it in the freezer now that it's cooked. And then we can make some chicken noodle soup or just something with that. Because, I mean, yeah, chicken is expensive. It does have a little weird flavor, but I mean, you can eat meat that has freezer burn. It's not the best, but so yeah, this is how I do it. I use my hands. I use my hands a lot when I cook. I mean, they're clean. I used bacterial soap on them. So anyway, the dogs do need some food, so I'm going to give them some of this mixed with some rice, and then just save the rest for whenever I feel like cooking, maybe chicken noodle, who knows. So there we go. When this is done, I'll show you the final results. But I'm definitely going to put some more curry powder in there and some turmeric. You just have to taste it and get the flavor that you're looking for. And because these vegetables aren't salted, to me they need salt. And I was told that I was low sodium anyway, so because I don't eat a lot of salt. So it's okay for me to add salt. It's kind of dangerous to have your salt level go too low, the doctor said. So anyway, that's good for me because I like salt. Alright, so I will show you what this dish looks like when I'm finished. I'm going to put these in the freezer or maybe back in the fridge. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we're going to save them for sure. And I'll get the dog food going and get some of this in the freezer. Right, guys? Oh, look at, they're hungry. They know I'm cooking their dog food for them. Don't you, Max? But I tell you what, Charlie's done so much better since I've been feeding her. And I don't really like to feed them chicken because it can upset their stomach. But if you mix it with rice, it's not as bad. I prefer hamburger over chicken for the dogs. But this is what we have, so this is what we're going to eat. Right, Max? Okay, I think my phone's dying, so just wanted to recap. Here is what I took out. The chicken broth and the chicken for the dogs. The rest of the chicken I put in the freezer. There's the chicken broth. I'm waiting for it to cool to put in the fridge we can use for something else. This is the chicken, or not the chicken curry, the vegetable curry. And I have the rice cooking over here. And that's it, guys. Okay, happy cooking. We'll see you later. Much love. Say bye, guys. Say bye. Close the vlog. There you